Strong, inclusive political and economic institutions. Because we all know that strong men come and go, but institutions remain for generations. And for this reason, we also know that it is impossible for institutions to develop without a strong base of civil society groups that will continue to apply pressure on the leadership to continue to develop and reform, bring in so many people in the process of political and economic reforms. What we know also is that it is impossible to develop those groups, civil society groups that are engaged, that are informed, that will apply pressure. With that,
He is, but better than I.
these guys are real. This is really hard work and it's making a big difference. It's an honor to be here with you all today. I'm from Rwanda. And I was born in exile in Burundi, like Ara Jackson introduced. And growing up, I saw my primary education interrupted on many occasions due to civil strife and ethnic violence. I moved to Rwanda when I was about 11 years old, as the genocide was still going on. And this was a result of a very difficult decision that my father had to make. Either stay in Burundi, where the situation was increasingly getting very dangerous for foreigners. Threats of death were being directed towards us. Or go to Rwanda, where the genocide was taking place, but at least it said there could be a chance that you guys will be able to see your country for the first time. And so I moved to Rwanda under those circumstances. So what I'm going to talk about today is that it is possible when you have practical problems, you can devise practical solutions to take care of those problems. I did not start speaking English until I was about 21 years old. This was back in 9 years ago when I moved here in 2005. It was only because of the help that I received from people in the community where I moved in here in the United States, who volunteered to read to me using children's books, that I began to speak English with confidence. And so in that same spirit, when I was growing up, in fact, to tell you the magnitude of the problems that were in Rwanda and in Burundi at the time, I did not check out my first book at a library until I was 21 years old. This is when I had visited the American Embassy, and they had a small library where I was able to take out this book. 21 years old. And this was the situation for so many other children and young people in Africa. So when I got to UMass, I realized that there was something that could be done. In that spirit, this summer, through the help of Adina Ara Jackson, who has been behind this project from the get-go, a fellow classmate and I successfully launched the Kigali Reading Center, an English literacy NGO, to build a foundation from which many more African success stories would spring. You see, I believe that education is the most powerful tool for social change. And I began to understand what my father meant when he told me that I should embrace education. Because in the education, as he told me, I would find the key to breaking the cycle of poverty. Learning English really improved my odds of success greatly. And it was because of that reason that I decided to launch the Kigali Reading Center to provide the same opportunities to many more young men and women who are not as fortunate as I am today. And so what we have done at the Kigali Reading Center really is to introduce children in poor neighborhoods of Kigali to the joy of reading, with a vision to expand in other districts throughout the country. In a way, what we've done is put into action what Adina Ara Jackson told us when we approached him with this idea, and he told us to go ahead and think big. And I remember this, he told us, just start small, but move fast. What we've done since a month ago, when the Kigali Reading Center was launched, we've distributed more than 600 books to children and their families in the city of Kigali. We've recruited more than 20 different volunteers to serve in the one-to-one tutoring services that the Kigali Reading Center is offering. It is the only NGO in Rwanda that offers this service. I've heard from people who are in Kigali working hard, as you see from the pictures, that although we started with only 8 children, today I'm proud to announce we're serving more than 72 children each week, free of charge to them and their families. This is what the Kigali Reading Center is doing. It's making differences in the lives of so many children who, as I was growing up, did not have a chance to have access to education material.
Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style. Hey, sexy lady.